On paper where the story's told, facts and truth, the legend grows. Lionheart's here with fire to spit. It's on paper with Anthony Smith.
With Anthony Smith.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the On Paper podcast presented by Black Buffalo. I'm Anthony. I'm here. I'm back from surgery. That's Kelly. As you can tell, she still has a job. Looks like she is back home. How was your week off?
How was my week? I mean, I was off from here. Still worked for Sirius. Touchy subject, I know. It was a busy one for us, though.
Remember that time back in the day when Sirius XM fired all of us?
Remember that time when we worked together there?
Yeah.
It was SummerSlam week, so I worked a nice 7-day work week. We did a tailgate at MetLife. Busy.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. We got a great crowd. We got to go.
Yeah. Did you guys get to party?
Well, I was working, but people were taking shots, having beers in the parking lot, as you do at a tailgate.
You didn't partake in that?
The second the broadcast ended, someone did hand me a Surfside, and I was like, "Thank God!" And midway through, I took half a shot of Jack when no one was looking. So hopefully, no one watches it.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you had a good time. Sounds like fun.
We had fights this weekend. We're going to hear from Neil Magny, who was victorious in just a little bit. But before we do any of that, we took last week off. You had your surgery. How are you doing? We're about 2 weeks out from the procedure.
We're doing okay today. I've kind of finally turned the corner. There's still some things I'm dealing with, but yeah, it was rough. It was really rough. I've had a lot of surgeries, and this one was by far the worst.
It sounds like it was worse than you expected, because I remember when you and I were talking a couple days before, you were kind of expecting to go home the same day. And I remember saying, I was like, no chance you go home the same day.
I did go home the same day.
Did you?
I did.
But it was okay. But it was still
I wasn't
worse
supposed
than you
to.
thought.
Oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to go home.
Okay,
but I did. I guess I'll just tell you guys the story, I suppose. So every surgery I've had I've never really been nervous. Kind of just is what it is. Like I said on here, I got the text that Brian was going to be there, which made me feel a lot better. But I was really nervous. I think when you give someone access to your spine and your spinal cord, it's different. That's a level of trust and anxiety that you can't imagine if you've never done it. It's just different. Like if I had a hand surgery and everything went really bad, fuck it. If I lose a hand, I got another one. Just is what it is. I have another one that I can still work with. I was still able to do things. And historically, they tell you, oh, it'll be a week and a half or 2 weeks before you're feeling better. Pretty much the third day, I'm pretty good. By day 3, even if it's a big one, by day 3, I'm pretty much off of painkillers and I'm out and about, and whether I'm crutching my way around or have my kids help me because I'm in a sling or whatever, usually pretty good by that point.
Right.
And they said the first 2 weeks are going to be really rough. After that, you'll be on the downhill side and you'll be good to go. Well, I heard that as shit. Yeah, 3 or 4 days, I'll be good. And I have a bunch of friends that have gotten disc replacement surgery where they go in through the same place they did. I don't know if it's hard to see or not, but right here in my neck, where I've had friends that go in, that have surgeries, they go in through the same spot, they do a disc replacement, and in a couple days, them dudes are good. Court McGee was on a trail hike a couple days later. I was like, fuck, okay, so I'm getting a fusion, whatever, it's similar, right? No. It's not. It's not. It's not at all.
Mind you, before you continue, anyone who's watching this on YouTube, Anthony was literally playing with that scar like it was a guitar string before we started recording.
Yeah, it's thick.
And I was like, you have to stop doing that.
It's hard to see.
No, it is not.
There it is, right there. Anyways, it's there. But
go on.
So I thought, yeah, a couple of days will be good to go. And they had said, here's a couple things. I just don't know. I don't know. Here's the doctors and the surgery team and the pre-surgery people were absolutely incredible. I couldn't ask for a better team. My doctor's great. Dr. Conroy's incredible. The nurses, the anesthesia people, everybody, the lady that prepped me and then was with me in the recovery, the front desk lady, everybody was dope. Everyone was awesome. Like, they made me feel so comfortable. But I don't know that I was super prepared for what I was getting myself into. And I don't know that it's that they didn't prepare me well enough or that I didn't listen. Like, I don't know.
I have
I
a
don't know.
solid guess.
Yeah, I don't know that I wasn't paying attention, or if I just kind of blew it off and wasn't, like, I'm busy. So, like, my brain is 1,000 places at all times. So I think maybe I just heard what I wanted to hear and then just kind of checked out the rest. But I was not prepared for, like, when I woke up, I was not ready for what I was, like, getting myself into. So they do the surgery. It takes longer than they thought, because initially we were going to do a 2-level fusion and then a disc replacement above that. Well, right before the surgery, the doctor, me and Conroy, my wife, and my uncle Todd were all in the room. Like, I was hooked up to the IVs. I was, like, just about to be rolled back. The doctor comes and he was like, "Man, I just been really looking at your MRI and your X-rays again." He was like, "I don't know that we're going to be able to do a disc replacement at the top." I was like, "Well, why?" And he was like, "It's a bit fuzzy, and I can't tell if it's a bad picture from the MRI or if the damage is worse than we think it is at that level of your spine." I said, "Okay, well," then we get in this long conversation. Like, do you plan on continuing to compete? I said, "I'm not fighting anymore. I'm done fighting." And he said, "Okay, what about, like, grappling and jiu-jitsu? Like, you're going to be in high level competitions?" And I said, "Probably." So we spent 40 minutes going back and forth. And he was like, "I think that I would rather do another fusion at that level." So then we went over the pros and the cons, and realistically, it's no different. Doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. So, at least to me, like, the fusion's a little safer. If I'm going to continue to fight, I'll lose a little bit more mobility with the fusion than I would with the disc replacement. But I'm already, in terms of math, we're just talking about, like, just basic numbers. With the fusion, I'll lose like 18%, like, range of motion. Well, with my injury, I was already way past that. Okay. Like, I was in the 30s, like 30% loss or more. So if I got back to the 18, I'd be fucking way better than I was before. So it didn't really even matter. So it didn't matter to me.
Glass half full.
Right. So it is what it is. In terms of, like, how I feel, it would be the same, be a little safer if I'm going to continue to compete without having to worry about a ruptured synthetic disc shooting through my spinal cord. That's part of it.
Right.
But anyways, so we go into the surgery. Turns out that level was way worse than they thought. It was supposed to be under 2 hours. The surgery was over 3. So in terms of spinal surgery in one small area, that's a lot. That's a big difference.
Absolutely.
So they end up doing another level of fusion in my neck. A lot of people get 1 level fused. Every once in a while, some people will get 2 at the same time. I'm talking at the same time. A lot of people have fusions all the way down, but they do them one at a time, maybe 2. Having 3 done at the same time is unheard of. It doesn't happen often. So I didn't know that. I didn't, like, had they said, like, "Hey, this is pretty rough. It's going to be 3 levels. It's going to be really intense," I probably would have still done it because I'm a goddamn gangster, or at least in my head. In my head, I think I am. So
I think the difference for you is, when you have the option to do something, as long as it's, relatively good for you, it's not going to impact anyone negatively, you'll do it. It's when you almost don't have the option and they're forcing you to do something, that's when you shut down and you don't want to do it, regardless if it's good for you or not.
And he did a good job of making it seem like it was my idea, for sure.
Great.
I just don't know that he explained to me the repercussions of that decision. So, and maybe he did, and I just wasn't paying attention.
Sure.
So everyone seemed to be super happy. They go in, they do it. I wake up and I am in pain like you wouldn't. I can't even explain it to you. The amount of pain that I was in.
So scale of 1 to 10, 100?
15.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot. So, but the numbness in my fingers was gone immediately. All the numbness going down my arms, like the shooting, like nerve pain, completely gone immediately.
And you had that all the time? I
had that when I went, like, these 3 fingers were completely numb, all the way from, like, the tip of my finger to, like, the middle of my palm. I remember feeling it like this as they were rolling me into the surgery room. And the first thing I did was that when I woke up, and I could feel my fingers again. It was wild, super wild. But so they go in there, they clean it all up. I got a pretty dope X-ray picture I can send. Maybe we'll post it on here while I'm talking. Sure. But of like this big, huge, it's like they're cages. They just bolt the cages to your vertebrae and then they put plates on the front of those cages and then connect them all. So it looks badass, but if it wasn't for my wife and kids, I don't know what I would have done. I was a literal child, like a baby. Like I couldn't, this is how bad it got. I couldn't bend over at all to pull my own pants down to go to the bathroom. Now, because I can't look down at this time, I had to sit down to pee. Well, like we have pretty tall toilets in our house, like they're all new, but I still couldn't get all the way down to the toilet. So they had to buy, it's like my kids keep calling it my toilet booster seat, but it's like a extension. It's like, I don't know, it makes the toilet like a foot taller, right? So I have to sit down. Like my wife has to pull my pants down to my ankles, underwear and all, while I'm in this huge neck thing, and then like lower me onto the toilet, try to give me
with
some
the booster.
To the booster, try to give me like some resemblance of like manhood, like shut the door, let me pee sitting down like a douchebag, and then I have to knock on the door, and she has to come in, like lift me off of the toilet, like her and I like together, like pull myself up on her, and then has to like pull my pants and underwear up around my waist because I couldn't do it. I couldn't get in and out of bed. We didn't have a recliner. Like my old house, we had a couple recliners like throughout the house. This one, we didn't have one at all. And I don't know why I just weird, like we just don't have a recliner in this house. And so that first day I tried to sleep in the bed and I couldn't. So she had to go to Nebraska Furniture Mart and buy a recliner and then like, have people help her carry it in and then put it together. And so honestly, until I slept in the bed from like, I don't know, 6 a.m. till everyone kind of got up this morning. But other than that, for almost 2 weeks, I've been sleeping in that recliner because I just can't get comfortable.
That's
so
such
that
a helpless feeling just to not
sucks.
even be able. Years and years ago, I had a 360 waist surgery and I was in a compression garment, was told I had to stand bent over for 2 weeks, slept in a recliner, my grandmother's recliner that has a remote to like stand up, like pathetic behavior. And I would cry, and it wasn't even because I was sad or in pain. It was just out of pure frustration to not be able to do anything for myself. Of course.
Yeah. I had a kind of like a coming to Jesus moment. Would have been maybe like day 8, day 7, 6 or 7 actually. Was starting to be a little bit better, and I'm starting to like figure out ways where I could kind of help myself, so I wasn't such a fucking infant where I had to depend on everybody. So it was the first time I was able to shower by myself. It sounds really fucking cool and sexy to like, my wife had to shower with me. It was not a fucking sexy thing. It was to make sure that I was safe.
It was survival.
To like help me because I couldn't fucking wash myself. So it sounds dope. Oh yeah, me and my wife are showering together. No, it's her cleaning, making sure that don't stink and that like I'm clean and that I don't fall down in the shower. So it was the first time I was able to shower by myself. And so she has to like put the towel like in the handle because I still couldn't bend over and pick up the towel off the floor. So she like threads it through, and she was like, I'm going to go pick up Araya from down the street. Just enjoy your shower and just enjoy being able to shower by yourself. And then when I get back, I'll help you. All right, cool. Well, I was in there for a while and I was like, I feel like I'm doing okay. I just had a baby walk outside. She just walked outside by herself. And I just see my wife fucking skied across the. Anyways, so I'm in the shower.
Once you're fully recovered.
I know. So I shower all by myself, and I was like, you know what? I think I can do this. So I turn the shower off. I get the towel. I put it around myself, and I'm like kind of like mess around in the mirror, like I'm doing my little face skin thing, and fuck, I think I'm all right. So I go and get my underwear, and then I walk back to my closet, and in the middle of my closet is this island. Well, it's just been my wife, so like the clean laundry has just been laid on top of it, so it's not all wrinkled. because it's her by herself, and she's taking care of 4 kids and this infant grown man. And so my idea is that I'm going to put the underwear on one foot, and then I'll lean on something, and then I'll just put my other foot in, which is what I'd done previously in the day. And I was like, got this shit. I put my own pants on and shit. Let's fucking go. So I do that. So I got one leg in the underwear, and I lean on on the clothes that are on this island. And I go to put my other foot in, and the whole pile of clothes slides off the top of the island.
No.
But I can't catch myself because my foot is stuck in the leg of the underwear.
Right.
So I just fucking go with it. I'm like,
you're more compromised than you are already.
So I just fall. So I land on top of these. I'm completely naked. I got one leg in the underwear, one foot in a leg hole, and I'm stuck on the floor. And I had one of those moments where I was like, I'm like literally before I start stomping on the floor, I'm like trying to get up myself and I can't. So, and I realized I'm not hurt because I fell on top of all the clothes. So it kind of softened my fall. I didn't try to catch myself. I just kind of landed on top of the clothes. And so I'm laying there and I start crying. Like, what happened to you? What happened to this? What happened to that dude that used to be a badass? Like, now you're just this crippled, old, retired man that like his body's just failing him. And now you're going through all these surgeries and you can't even, here you are laying here with your underwear stuck around your ankles and you can't even fucking get up. Like, who the fuck are you? And I just kind of had a good, 3 or 4 minute cry. And then I thought about Ben Askren. This is weird. Laying there naked, I thought about Ben Askren. And he said something that kind of stuck with me in one of his videos. He said, this is where I am, but this is not where I'm going to be. It's just where I am right now. So I'll deal with it right now and we'll just continue to work forward, but this is not where I'm going to end up. And so I thought about that. Like, okay, this is just where I am right now. I'm in a way better spot than Ben is. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just, in a couple weeks, I'll be back to normal and I'll be fine. But right now, this is just where I am. So fucking suck it up. Stop being a pussy. And you're just going to have to ask for help. And stop trying to do everything by yourself.
Would have gotten you there. But honestly, it's hard to feel bad about yourself.
It is.
When you see everything Ben's gone through in the last few weeks and his positive outlook and the things that he's putting out on social media. Even if
I started feeling guilty. Like, why stop being a pussy? You're fine. You're going to be okay. Like, you could look what Ben's going through and he's got this great attitude.
Right, and he didn't choose that. Like, I know you needed this surgery to help you, but ultimately elective at the end of the day, but it's going to help you. You needed it, whatever. Ben didn't choose any of this. And he still has such a positive outlook on everything that's going on.
I did this to myself. And so that was a good moment for me to be like, okay, it's not that fucking serious. Like, you're banged up right now, but we'll be fine. So then I'm because I'm stuck. So I'm like stomping on the floor and beating on the walls. Well, Michaela thought, okay, well, he's probably okay. Like, he would have called me if there was a problem. Well, my phone was by the sink and I was all the way in the closet. So I couldn't get to it at first. And so I'm beating on the fucking walls and stomping on the floor. Well, my other 2 kids were here and they heard it, but they were upstairs playing PlayStation and they were like, well, if they wanted us, they'd yell for us. But I can't yell because where they went into my throat, they had to pull everything to the side. So I have a bunch of damage still in my throat. I still can't yell and my voice is still not 100%.
Right. And
it may not ever go back to the same, but I can't yell at all. Like, if I tried, this is as loud as I can talk. So I was trying to yell, but I was just like a douchebag. So they were like, their mindset was if someone wanted us, they'd just yell for us. And so they just kept playing PlayStation. So that goes on for 10 minutes. And then I was like, okay, I got to get to my phone. So I was able to just fat man roll, put my hands above my head a little bit and just roll to my belly and then just kind of army crawl my way up to my knees and then crawled to my phone. But it was hurting so bad because it was just, it was pretty quick after surgery and holding myself up by my arms was awful. It just hurt
that's a
so
lot of
bad.
strain on your body.
I couldn't push myself up and I couldn't pull myself up because of all the pain in my neck and my chest and my back.
Right.
And it just wasn't it wasn't working. It was weird. So I get to my phone and I tried to pull my underwear up, but I couldn't use one hand to like lift my butt to get them over my butt. So they were like just to my hips. And so I called my wife and I was like, where are you? And then she was like, oh, I got caught talking.
Yeah, like what?
I
What's
was
up?
like,
I'm just
oh,
hanging.
I fell down. I've been here for 15 minutes. So she rushes home
Of course.
and she comes in and she was like, I can't pick you up off the floor. I was like, well, call Sean. I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, call Sean. She was like, no, Araya can pick you up. Because my oldest, I mean, she's fucking
She's almost
almost
taller than
6'2". She's
you. Yeah.
175 pounds. This kid is strong too. She's crazy strong. She was like, I'll just get Araya. Araya can help me. And I said, you cannot waltz my daughter in here with my ass and my balls hanging out the bottom of my pants. Like
I don't mean to laugh, it's just the
to
way
lift,
you speak.
to lift. That's how it was. Like it's like just up to the bottom of my butt cheeks as high as I could get my underwear. So like my fucking balls are hanging out the bottom of my shorts.
No decorum here.
Man, none. I don't care. I don't care. You guys want the truth? This is the truth. This is what we fucking go through. But I can't, you know, waltz my, you know, almost 14-year-old in here just to see her dad like in a just disgusting state of where he is. And she said like one of the dopest things. She said, will you let her watch what got you here? Now it's too much. I said, fuck. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Go get her.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So she went and got her, made her close her eyes, and then like walked her in and put her arms like under one of my arms. And she said, right, just keep your eyes closed. When I tell you to, lift your dad up. So then she grabbed my other arm and then they just lifted me up. Kayla pulled my underwear up and then put some shorts on me and then told Araya she could open her eyes. And then Araya was like, you okay, Dad? I said, yeah, I'm good. She goes, okay, I'm going to go to Reagan's. All right. Like no big deal for her. It was like no big deal. Like, all right, well, I made a bigger deal of that than it
That's
actually
the
was.
thing. Michaela made a great point. Like Araya, especially your oldest, she's watched you get in there for how long now? You know, obviously when you're
almost
a
14 years.
toddler, you don't know what's going on, but it does get to an age when you're cognizant of what's happening. So she's seen it and known what's happening for at least a decade.
Right. Yeah. You let her watch.
You know,
you let her watch what got you here.
of that.
Yeah. It's like, damn, what a badass thing to say.
She's been waiting to use that one.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. She had that one ready. So yeah. Other than that, there was no real big disasters. Yeah, nothing. I mean, it's just been miserable. Like one day, you know, like every day it seemed like I was having a tough time figuring out if I was getting better or worse. Like the neck pain would go away, but the shoulder pain was worse, or shoulder pain would go away and the chest pain was worse. It just, because
a lot of times it gets worse. Like along the way, it gets worse before you're ultimately better. It's like a bruise. They get so much uglier before they ultimately just go away.
Right. It's not just like, I think it's the first time it's not just one localized spot. I think that's what it is. Like, because like your air pipe and your throat and all of that stuff, it's pretty long. So like if they cut it here and they have to pull it to the side, like that slack has to come from somewhere. So it's being pulled up out of your chest and then pulled down out of the top of your brain or the top of your like skull. It's tough. It was a tough one. So I'm not here complaining. I'm just telling you guys what happened. But it was tougher than I expected, which is probably my own fault. I don't think I managed my own expectations very well. But I am painkiller free. I am hopefully going to sleep in the bed in the next couple of days and try to make it through the whole night. That's my kind of next goal, is to be able to actually sleep in my own bed. Michaela's been back in bed for a couple of days now, but she wouldn't leave me. She was sleeping on the couch next to me the whole time. So,
I mean, the poor thing, she did once and you were on the floor in your closet.
Yeah, I know, she left me one time and look what happened. I'm telling you, I'm a liability.
But I will say we touched on this 2 weeks ago when you were talking about Dustin Poirier and a lot of the things that he said in regards to wanting, you know, to retire and knowing it was time. This is like the ugly truth of being a fighter. A lot of people, there's a glamorization around fighting in the UFC. And, you know, even when you guys are getting the absolute shit kicked out of each other, like when Joanna Jędrzejczyk walked out of the octagon with Weili Zhang with that huge fucking hematoma. She looked like a different person.
Right, with a double white on her forehead.
She was the coolest person in the world, you know what I mean? And every time there's a crazy injury, that's what's plastered everywhere. And you guys are traveling the world and staying in nice places and the paychecks and this and that. No one sees this side of it. Your kid having to pick you up off the floor because you just had a monster surgery and you can't stand up on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's
It's definitely, it
wild.
was a big ego check for sure. Definitely had to check my ego.
The little ones, any idea what's going on?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're taking good care of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the best part. Like, it's the only good part of it. Like, they were just so worried the whole time. So the whole time I'm like, oh, daddy's fine. But then in my head, I'm like, this fucking sucks.
Daughters are the best because they could
Right.
be the worst. And again, I am one. But when it comes down to it, they care.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They've been taking good care of me. So,
How was your
and they've been,
birthday?
my
Your
birthday,
birthday, you were what? Your
3 days.
surgery was Wednesday, your birthday was Saturday.
Yeah. 3 days after surgery. Birthday was rough. I sucked it up though, because I told Uncle Todd, yeah, it's a couple days after surgery. I'll be fine. It'll be day 3. I'll be good to go. So we ordered all this seafood, and like I had 30 pounds of live crawfish and some alligator and some shrimp mailed to my cousin Chris's house for him to cook in the seafood boil. And so like everyone was, it was already rolling. So like I didn't have it. Like I had a choice. They kept asking like, hey, we can just move it. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Really, I was like, fuck. So I just drugged the fuck out of myself and went all the way to the farm and sat there for like, I don't know, I think we were there, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. So it was a good time. But once my like my tolerance for sitting in a chair like that was not very long. So typically we would have been there all day, partied and done the seafood boil and probably rode some razors and went and hit the creek and had a good time. But kind of just showed up. My kids rode their side by sides and had a good time. And so I made it about 3 or 4 hours and had to go home.
Jeez, I will say my dad asked how you were doing, and I was like, it's a rough one. He's definitely going through it. We took off from the podcast last week, this and that, and he was like, those painkillers are crazy. Like, make sure he's not taking too many. I was like, well, he is 37 years old.
Yeah.
He's a grown man, and this isn't his first rodeo. I'm sure he'll be just fine.
No, I was on them way longer than I've ever been before, for sure. I mean, I was kind of off during the day. For a while, I wasn't taking any during the day, and then I had to take them to sleep. And then probably the last 4 days, I haven't had any at all, even sleeping. So the edibles are helping with that. But it's healing. It's herbs. It's healing herbs.
It's natural.
It's natural. It's from the earth.
This isn't you not your last procedure, yeah? You've got another one?
Just step one.
Yeah.
Yeah, step one. I have another one in September, which I think is going to equally suck, but just a different place, getting my whole sinuses rebuilt, and so I don't snore and die in my sleep. Whether that's from my wife killing me or just
Natural causes.
Natural causes, yeah. But yeah, so that is just step one. I got the nose thing, and then I got some things we got to do with my knees, and so yeah, this is definitely this was the worst one. I think we got the worst one out of the way. It was kind of the priority, but my range of motion is already better. Like
Great.
I haven't been able to do this in, I don't know, 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Been a while. Anytime I looked up, I always had to lean back and look like this.
Yeah.
But now I can, like, I haven't had that in a long, and that's not anywhere close to where it's going to end up, but it's already better than it was before surgery.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's doing its
great.
thing.
It's doing its goddamn thing. We'll get there. You know who I talked to the other day? We're going to go ahead and just switch subjects here.
Tell me.
Was texting with old Bryce.
Little Bryce Mitchell?
Trying to get old Bryce on here.
How's he doing?
He was doing great. He was just on his way back. When I talked to him, he said, let's see here. It was the night that he was getting home, would have been like the 28th. So he was getting home late that night, and the next day was his wife's birthday. So he's got to make babies all day. That's what he told me. So that was a couple days before the end of the month. And I said, safe travels and let's get back up. So he said the beginning of August, he wants to come back on and come chit chat.
Funny you have that. It's the beginning of August.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to, he'll come too. Yeah. I'll hit him back up. Hopefully he made all the babies he wanted to make and he got time for us now.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he did.
Knowing that guy, I'm sure he did just that.
I hope he did.
Before we get to Neil Magny, he's going to join you here in just a couple minutes. When can we expect you back on our TVs? Used to seeing you every weekend on the ESPN desk.
Today is Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just yawned on you. Sorry.
It's not the
So I
first time,
leave.
or it won't
I
be
leave
the
a
last.
week. I leave a week from today to go to
Okay, for that
Chicago.
Chicago card.
Yeah, so I'll be in Chicago all week. Got a really busy work schedule that week, and then we're back rolling.
Okay, fantastic. Love
We're
to hear
back at
that.
it. Whole family's coming on the weekend to watch the fights too. It's been a while since I've had the fam at a fight.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'd be good. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a good time. Ready to get back to work.
I bet.
I have enjoyed the break though. I really have.
Oh, what do you mean? You were just retired. You had a break.
That's what I'm saying. I enjoyed the break.
Your second break.
No, it's the first break.
Oh, your retirement doesn't count.
No, that one didn't count. That was just healing
All right, what do you say we
emotionally.
get to good old Neil Magny? He just celebrated a birthday as well.
I don't think Neil Magny ages. He looks the same. Doesn't look a day older than what he did when I first met him 15 years ago or so. But yeah, that dude's still winning. I'm excited to talk to him. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Black Buffalo products are intended for adults aged 21 and older who are consumers of nicotine or tobacco. If you're 21 or older and use nicotine or tobacco, it's time you charge ahead and join the herd with America's only credible smokeless tobacco alternative, Black Buffalo. Now available at thousands of best in-class retailers like Wawa, Circle K, Sheetz, Love's, Pilot, Racetrack, and more. Black Buffalo was established in America in 2015 to honor the ritual and tradition of dip without the tobacco leaf or stem. Black Buffalo's long cut and pouches are made of barn-cured leafy greens that dip and feel like traditional products, all with food grade ingredients and USP grade nicotine. You're in good company with the Black Buffalo herd. Brand ambassadors like MMA Hall of Famer Cowboy Cerrone, professional race car driver Ryan Blaney, and country music star Larry Fleet all proudly dip Black Buffalo tobacco alternative, an American brand built on authenticity and respect. If you're looking for a real dip experience, long cut or pouches, go to blackbuffalo.com to join the herd. Use their store locator to find a retailer near you or ship products directly to you in most states. Black Buffalo Tobacco Alternative. The future of dip, honoring the past.
Coming off a huge win over the weekend, we've got the belated birthday boy himself, Neil Magny. Neil, how you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure being here with you guys.
How old are you these days, Mr. Magny?
I just turned 38, 38 years young.
38 years young. There we go. Well, first of all, congratulations and happy belated birthday. That's quite
We
the birthday
appreciate
present you got there.
it. For sure. Appreciate it.
Did you have any idea your black belt was coming post fight?
No idea. I mean, I think I threw at least 3 submission attempts in that fight and didn't get any of them. I mean, had I known Black Belt was online, I'd probably been more persistent on chasing the submission finish rather than just getting a TKO finish.
Man, I feel like every time we talk, I'm always trying to like pull some secret out of you. Like, what the hell are you doing? That like I just don't. It was inspiring 5 years ago, to be honest with you. It was like, wow, this guy just no matter what happens, he just your mindset is bulletproof, and for whatever reason, you've just been able to stay healthy, and I'm sure that that's all very purposeful. But now that I'm retired and I can't, I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't know how you keep doing it.
Man, I'm just fortunate for it, man. It's I still have love for the sport. That's what I lean with every single time. I mean, the moment I wake up and feel like, oh man, I have to go to the gym. I have to go diet. I have to cut weight. The moment I start feeling like all these like I have tos and start getting like some resentment towards the sport, towards training, towards any aspect of it. That's what I know. It's like the end is closer than it seems, so to speak. So as long as the passion is still there, as long as the love is still there, I'll still keep getting up every single day, pursuing the best I can in this sport.
Man, that's interesting. Maybe I've been looking at it the wrong way. Maybe it always has been your mentality, and because I think the physical part of it is what's been so impressive to me. We just get so beat up, and people just don't understand kind of what it really takes. And so that's what has always been fascinating to me is like, how the hell does he continue to keep doing this? But I guess I never thought of the mental part of it. I think when a lot of people get to be our age and the spot in our careers we are, there does become some kind of been there, done it. Now here you are like about to climb your way back into the rankings. It's just it's inspiring, bro. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the mentality. You just love it that much.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, it is all about the mental. I mean, like you said, the physical part does come up at times. And just in life in general. I mean, there was a point where I first started the sport where I can just spend 8 hours in a day at the gym and been just fine with it. I had to go home and take care of a dog in between there, but like, I could spend literally all day long at the gym to the point the coach like, hey man, it's time to get out of here. You've been here too long, kind of thing. But like, these days, that's just not the case. And I have so much more that requires so much more of my time. I mean, there's kids, there's businesses, there's all types of things outside the cage that are going on. So when it comes to the time that you spent in the gym nowadays, I gotta make sure I'm being as efficient as possible. I mean, I don't want to get burnt out mentally. I can't afford to get beat up physically in there. So I have to really take a more tactical approach to my training and preparation as before. Just like, yeah, let me just go in there and train 8 hours. What am I doing? Who knows? We'll just mix it up throughout the day. They've had to be a little more tactical and think about the longevity at this point, unlike before.
Has there been a time, along this long journey where you have gotten, I don't know, just maybe burned out and just kind of like, man, fuck this. I'm kind of over this part of it for maybe even for a short time, or even coming off this losing streak. I mean, it's easy to say, well, Neil Magny lost his last two fights, but like then you look at the guys you're fighting, like they're not scrubs. These are up and comers. These are guys that I think it's almost offensive to call them up and comers because they've already arrived. Like it's
For
already very
sure.
clear that both these dudes are really good. So,
Yeah.
but have you had moments where you're like, man, I'm kind of sick of this shit?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was the last 2 years for me. I mean, it got to the point that like I was literally fighting, and the thing that was missing was the passion. The thing that was missing was the joy of it. I mean, I was literally fighting not for the sake of like, oh, I'm gonna go out there and perform the best of my ability. I was fighting to like check off the boxes. I mean, I went through a pretty messy divorce, and like, I wasn't necessarily in the mindset that, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go out there and compete to perform the best of my abilities. I was like, oh crap, I have to go out there and compete because I have to take care of X, Y, Z or whatever. So going into that mindset for me was just lack of better words, crappy place to be. And results were crappy. I mean, I wasn't fighting from a place of like appreciation or gratitude or just wanting to actually like achieve something particular. It was more so just trying to check off the box to get the next thing done. And I was a miserable place to find myself. I mean, taking those two losses last year, it kind of forced me to take a step back and just kind of deal with the things that were going on in my personal life, kind of get those things in order, and really find the passion and the love for the sport again. Where now that out of the way off my plate, I can get back to focusing on what matters the most. And for me, that's taking care of my children and being present for my career at this moment.
I'm gonna take a hard left here, but you speaking about kind of dealing with the messy divorce and having some personal struggles, and it kind of bled into your career and caused some problems there. I've had very similar situations, not a divorce or anything like that, but just like really serious personal problems and things going on in my personal life.
For
And it
sure.
always shows its ugly face in front of millions of people in the middle of a fight. Like that's when you find out what the real fucking problem is. But
For sure.
it always makes me, I don't know if appreciating is the right word, but it's always made me that much more fascinated by like John Jones,
Oh, for
because
sure.
like it's like that guy, like if we're talking personal problems and things going the wrong way, not that I'm here to shit on John, but like it's very documented he's having a lot of personal problems and a lot of chaotic kind of abrasive things happen in his personal life, and he still has continued to show. It almost pisses me off, like that. Figure it out. I don't know why. That's what it reminded me of when you were talking about that type of stuff, because there's not very many of us that can thrive competitively when
For sure.
you're quote unquote when your home's not in order. But it's so wild that guys like John and Connor at a point were able to still be as successful as they were with as much chaos going on.
Yeah, and that's the hard part. I mean, I mean, we've all had struggles where we went out there and we try to compete through it all, and it's like, oh, wow, that person did okay. There's no big deal. And you watch some of our peers, like you mentioned, John Jones. I mean, I definitely envious of like his ability to like just kind of shift the mindset. But like, I was not able to do that last year. I was not able to compartmentalize what was going on in my life and focus on the task at hand. So during this time off, it was like that was a lot of my preparation. It was like just mentally trying to compartmentalize, where it's like, okay, okay, cool. Yes, you have to do all these things throughout the day. Yes, the ex-wife is going to be there. Yes, the attorney's going to be there. Yes, all these different things are going to go on. How do you put those things on a back burner and focus for in training an hour to hour and a half at a time? When it comes to fight night, how do you put that stuff on the back burner and focus for 15 minutes to 25 minutes at a time? And for me, like that was just as grueling, just as much of work and effort as the physical preparation for the fight itself. I mean, I had to get myself to the point of like realizing, recognizing like this is your quote unquote new norm now. I mean, that's a term that was coined during COVID, right? This is my new norm now. I'm gonna have to deal with a co-parent. I'm gonna have to deal with an ex-wife. I'm gonna have to deal with attorneys. I'm gonna have to deal with all these different things. That's not going anywhere. So my options are either let these things consume me and keep producing one crappy result after the other, or learn how to compartmentalize that stuff and get it in order. And for me, I spent the last 8 months, 9 months doing just that, just like figuring out like how do I play with these cards that I'm dealt, so to speak. I mean, sure, I did a crappy job of shuffling up myself and creating some of that mess, but nonetheless, here I am with this crazy deck of cards. How do I still figure it out from here?
Not that something I definitely don't do here is like dig too much into people's personal lives. If they want to talk about it, great. But I try not to dig too much. But I do want to say, I feel like your fucking divorce is taking forever. I feel like it's been going on for a long time.
Literally the longest literally 2 years and 8 months to the date. It was like one of the most grueling things ever. Right? I thought like, oh yeah, sure, 3 months, we're done. Move on and go from there. Like this thing lasted literally almost 3 years. It was the most insane time ever. I did not anticipate that. I mean, hell, I might have worked harder on staying married if that were the case. But no, I mean, it just it was one of those things that I didn't know what was going to be going into it. I didn't. There was no way to kind of prepare what's coming my way. I was no way for me to like know the mental toll, the physical toll, the emotional toll that was going to take on me. So it was one of those experiences I had to kind of basically live through and learn from. And I'm fortunate enough to still be here, even though I had some hiccups along the way. Still in a position where I'm back to being in a position where I'm doing what I love, providing for my family, and being the father I want to be. So though that divorce took forever, I'm definitely happy I put it behind me now.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're through it. You seem to be, I can just tell, just generally, you just seem like you're in a much better spot. You're much happier and more grounded, which I'm happy about. So that win puts you tied for number 2 all time in wins in the UFC, and then obviously most at welterweight. And now you're getting close to like, you got to be getting close to being back in the rankings. Is that something you think about, or is that just kind of a byproduct of the work you've been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely do think about it. I mean, this is the 2025 is the first year since 2014 that I wasn't ranked in the UFC's top 15 for welterweight. So it definitely stings a little bit, but for me, it's also motivation. I mean, I was during this time of doing like all this different mental work and that kind of stuff. One of the things that you tend to focus on is goal setting. A lot of those goals you set for yourself have to be something that's like within reach and attainable. I mean, goal one was to get back in the win column. I mean, I was able to come away accomplishing that goal this past weekend. But from there, it's like, all right, cool. Let's not be content. Sure, it was a good win. Yes, it was another notch as far as like the longest win streak for welterweight. But the job isn't complete. The rank, I'm still chasing that rank spot. I mean, once I achieve that, I can go ahead and set the next goal. But yeah, I'm definitely clawing at the opportunity to go ahead and fight my way back into the rankings for sure.
So, like you were talking about, goal setting is obviously, something that's important. Is there anything that's after the kind of getting ranked again goal, or is it just we're going to chip away one at a time?
Yeah, it's all about chipping it one at a time. I mean, like one of the things that I realized that get people burnt out or get people distracted all the time is kind of like setting goals too far out and getting upset with yourself when you don't hit that particular goal. Like some people say, "Oh yeah, within the next 9 months, I want to accomplish this," and then 9 months go by and you feel like, damn, I didn't do anything that I said I was going to do. But you overlook all the progress that you've made during that time. So for me, it's like, all right, let's go ahead and set goals that are attainable and within reach. Let's go ahead and accomplish that, and then go ahead and reset those goals at that point. I mean, getting back in the rankings are no easy task. I mean, it's one of those things that can happen next fight, can happen next street fights. I have no idea what it's going to take to get back into the rankings. But I do know for sure I'm doing whatever it takes to get there. And once that goal happens, we can go ahead and reassess and set more goals from there.
But before I ask you who you want next, because you typically haven't been too much of a call out guy, but along you've been around a long time. You've been in UFC a long time. You've been in this division forever. Was there someone that you really wanted to fight that kind of got away from you that you never were able to, that you thought would have been fun?
I mean, fortunately, no. Like even some of the fights that I've like right now, obviously there's a couple guys who beat me recently who are ranked and that kind of thing are doing pretty well. So the days of the rematch are definitely something that I'm eyeing down the road, so to speak. But I've been very fortunate that even the guys that like I've lost in the past, I either surpassed where they were or they fought for titles and kind of went on about their lives kind of thing. So I never really had that burning desire to like rematch anyone in particular or hunt any particular opponent down. I mean, even this past weekend against Alonso dos Santos. So it was a guy who I was scheduled to fight 3 times now over the last 10 years. Same thing with Gunnar Nelson. He and I were scheduled to fight three, if not 4 times over the last 8 years. So I never really had an opponent in particular that I had to like hunt. It's always been like, all right, as long as I can see do what I need to do and continue winning, those opponents are going to present themselves eventually. So the guys who are able to put together 2, 3, 4 fight win streaks in UFC usually end up fighting each other at some point or another to try to take it to the next level, so to speak. So for me, it was always about that. It was always kind of like keeping my eyes fixed on what I need to do, and then opponents taking care of their business would eventually allow us to meet up in the cage when the time is right.
So your division is quite interesting right now, especially with Bilal losing the title. Not that makes it interesting. Just saying, Bilal loses the title to Jack Della Maddalena. Thought Jack looked really great in that fight. And then
Sure.
Islam Makhachev, Islam relinquishes the 155-pound title and then moves up for a date to be determined with Jack. Just generally, what do you think of Jack Della Maddalena as champion and kind of his run?
No, I think he's a great champ for sure. He definitely has his strengths being his boxing, his ability to kind of stay in the pocket, his power are definitely things that play to his favor, and that kind of thing. But watching fights like the fight he against Basel, I mean, that was a fight that Basel took on short notice, was able to take him to the distance, and kind of gave Jack some struggles in the grappling department. So there's always that what if in the back of the mind of what happens when Jack goes against a skilled grappler who's going to stick to the game plan, so to speak. I mean, going to his last fight with Bilal, I absolutely assumed that Bilal was going to stick to his grappling and kind of out wrestle him and out pace him during that fight. But that was the fight that Bilal chose to show his hands. And I mean, hats off to him. I mean, he did what he needs to do to like earn the respect of the people and be where he's at. So no shame to his game at all for what he chose to do out there. But like his ability to stick to a game plan as far as grappling would have definitely not exposed, but shed a lot of light on what Jack is able to do against a persistent grappler like Bilal.
Or like, an incoming Islam Makhachev that makes that matchup very interesting.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I highly doubt Islam shies away from his game plan. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all working on closing that distance, getting that fight to the ground as soon as possible, and taking zero chances of testing out the power at 170.
Right. No, I don't think that I don't think that they're going to change their game plan for anybody. Before I let you get out of here, do you have like a timetable or anything when you want to get back in there? I know once you get a win, you feel the adrenaline and you're like, man, I just really want to keep rolling. I want to get right back in there. But, maybe that's not always the smartest decision. Let yourself heal, take a break, let your mind rest. What side of that fence are you on right now?
Oh, I felt great. I mean, I was able to walk away from that fight without any injuries whatsoever. The only thing that got thrown off by that fight was just getting pushed back a couple weeks, where what I thought would be summer plans with the boys kind of got delayed, so to speak. So they're going back to school within the next 10 days here. So I have about a whole summer's worth of trips to plan within the next 10 days here to get those things done. But like, I'm looking to fight as soon as possible. I mean, I saw that there was a UFC card coming up in Australia. I know Jake Matthews has been a guy that's been calling me out for the last 2 years now after every fight he's had. So I think that's a fight that makes a lot of sense and is well within reach. So I see myself having that fight by end of September for sure.
Incredible. All right, man. Well, again, happy belated birthday. Congratulations on a win, man. You know, I'm always pulling for you. I've always
Appreciate it.
appreciated you, man. So you take care of yourself and enjoy the next 10 days with them kids.
Awesome, dude. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Yeah, take care.
We've been talking to and about Neil Magny since I met you like 6 years ago. And I feel like since then, everyone continues to call that guy out. Like he's almost become like, honestly, almost adjacent to you at some point at light heavyweight. Like he became the guy
Yeah,
you got to beat to get to the next echelon.
for sure. It's a gimmick at this point. Everyone is calling out Neil. He's such a good dude, though.
Yes.
Just everything about him he's so genuine. Yeah, I know it sounds like he's giving you cookie cutter answers at times, that he's saying what maybe he thinks is the right thing to say. That's really not it. I've hung out with him. That just is who he is genuinely. He's just a good guy. And I always want that guy to win. I want good things to happen to him. I'm glad that he's through this divorce. You know, the only time I've ever seen him maybe a little bit shook or with his base, maybe not complete, or his footing not completely under him, just emotionally, has been at times through this divorce. So I don't know anything about it. I've never dug into it. It's none of my business. I can just tell that it really took a toll on him. So I'm glad that, you know, he's through it and seems to be in a pretty good place.
Well, he's back in the win column. So what better
He
place
is.
to be?
There's no better place to be in the UFC. That's for sure. So yeah, but obviously I'm working Chicago. Before we get to Chicago, we have some fights this weekend. I think it's a perfect opportunity to give a shout out to Legendz. It's the official sweepstakes partner of the On Paper podcast. It's 100% free to play. You just make your fight picks, climb the leaderboard, you win real prizes. There's no betting, no stress. It's just your fight IQ versus the world, rather. Hit the link in the description, make your picks, and now let's get into it.
All right. We've got a pretty solid main event this weekend. Anthony Hernandez taking on Roman Dolidze. This is a reschedule. They were supposed to fight at UFC 302, but Hernandez had to pull out of that fight with a torn ligament in his hand. Roman Dolidze, somebody you're familiar with. He's on a 3-fight win streak, starting with yourself,
Oh, yeah.
followed by Kevin Holland and Marvin Vettori, and Fluffy on a quiet 7-fight win streak. So listen, you've shared the octagon with one half of the main event. What are your thoughts here?
It's so weird when you said that. Like
Right?
Even when you put it in the notes earlier, man, it's like I forget that I fought that guy. It was in such a weird, I don't know, like a weird time in my life and my career where like I even forgot that it even happened. Like it was so quick. It was short notice.
It's not his usual weight class.
Yeah, it's not his weight class. It was crazy short notice. I wasn't even supposed to fight him. I took a fight on short notice. It was supposed to be, the real pretty guy at 205.
Olberg.
Carlos Olberg. It was supposed to be Olberg.
I'm here.
On like, it was supposed to be Olberg on like 8 days notice. And then it ended up being Dolidze in like 5 days notice. So I remember being like, I only took this fight because the Olberg thing was familiar because I was helping Jamal get ready for that fight. And then it ends up not even being a guy in my weight class. Like, why the fuck am I doing this?
And then didn't you and like Eric Nixick have some dialogue? Because that's Nixick's guy. And like, he doesn't love to corner against you. And you know, you guys are friendly.
Yeah, it hurt my feelings actually. Because like they accepted the fight. And I had like in the middle of the night, like it happened at like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something. Dolidze wasn't even in the country. And so like 3 a.m., I had gotten a phone call from Hunter like in the middle of the night or something. And he was on a plane. And then I called him back like after practice the next morning from Denver. And he was on another plane. Like, and he answered the phone. I could barely hear him. And I was like, yeah, you call? I was like, yeah. And so he tells me, and I was like, okay, well, like talk to Dolidze's team and Nixick and see what they say and let me know. And then I was going to call Nixick. Well, he was like, no, we already talked to him. They already accepted. And I was like, damn, fuck them then. I was kind of pissed. They didn't hit me up. Turns out that Nixick had no idea. Dolidze took it from wherever he was in Georgia or wherever the fuck he was and just said, yeah, I'll fight him. Let me get on a plane, and never even talked to Nixick. And so, you know, we're fighters and we're sensitive. But that said, that's a good fight. I favor Hernandez. Felize's not a super flashy or, I don't know, crazy wizard on his feet. He's got a hard head, and he swings hard for sure. He's a great grappler. One of the things we really wanted to avoid was ending up underneath that guy. I think I probably gave his grappling more respect than I probably should have. I think that I could have grappled with that guy. I just think I was trying to take the path of least resistance. But Hernandez is tough. You know, Fluffy's gonna chase takedowns. He's gonna chase the top position. He's gonna have a pace that's gonna not stop. I think it's a good matchup for him. He's a good enough grappler to stay safe. He's a good enough wrestler to stay off the bottom if he wants to. Yep. I think he's a better striker.
All right. I mean, Steve Erceg in your co-main, our girl Angela Hill.
I love watching Steve Erceg fight.
Me too. Guy's on his third opponent, though.
I know.
Finally landed on Ode Osborne. Let's see if it sticks.
It's a fun fight, though. It's
Steve
action-packed.
Erceg looks like he works at fucking Apple.
He fucking might.
And he honestly might in his spare time.
That dude will beat your ass and clear your server.
100%. And fucking write up a code for you.
Right.
But I love he's
you better
freaky.
fucking watch out. Steve Erceg, if he loses, he might need a job. I'll fire you in a heartbeat.
You know what?
He could probably do this job for sure.
Probably could. He's you said it about Dean. I was like, yeah, whatever. You say it about Steve Erceg, I'm like,
you're like, oh fuck.
Fuck, I have to do a better job.
Angie's fighting.
Angie's fighting.
We always love a good Angel Hill fight.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, so a couple good ones here, but I'm excited for this main event.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Yeah, and then on to Chicago, which is going to be absolute bananas.
All right, let's get you out of here. You gotta rest.
Yeah,
it's a big day for you.
It's nap time. I already put my work in for the day. I'm back at it. As always, we appreciate the absolute shit out of you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends. It's really easy for you guys. Helps us out a lot. Make sure you guys enjoy the fights this weekend. We will be back on Monday to talk about the fights and prepare for Chicago. I'll probably have to do this from Chicago because I leave pretty early on Monday. So I'll get the lay of the land. I'll let you guys know how Chicago is going next week. And be safe this weekend. Enjoy yourself. We partner with HomoFight Picks to get you the most accurate and well-researched fight predictions. They do all the legwork so you can focus on winning. Picks will be sent directly to your phone via text or email. It's totally up to you. The second we upload them. Use code Lionheart to get 7 free days at winnable.com/HOF picks. That's WINIBLE.com/HOF picks.
With Anthony Smith.